Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another episode of Warframe Wednesdays. I'm your host with most, as always, Francois878, and today on episode 72 of the series, I've got a doozy of a controversial topic for you guys: the temporary, quote-unquote, removal of raids from Warframe. Now, for those of you who don't know what raids are, which apparently the raids have a very small community, so I would understand if a lot of you didn't know what this is. Raids are a piece of content in Warframe that is higher level, and the objectives are a lot more complicated than your standard survival or capture missions. And they are 3 parts, so they're actually 3 missions in one instead of obviously just one. And typically at the end they reward an arcane, which is a upgrade that attaches to either a Syandana or a helmet. And the more arcanes of the same type that you attach to that specific helmet or specific Syandana, the more powerful that arcane becomes, as well as a metric buttload of credits. Now, I honestly am pretty torn about raids leaving the game. Personally, I don't do raids. I know sort of how to do raids. I know LOR, and I know LOR Nightmare pretty well. And I don't know JV almost at all. I know the first 2 stages, and I have been carried through the 3rd stage a number of times, because hell if I can figure out where the hell I'm even going inside of Jordis. That is pure nightmare for me. So, personally, it doesn't really affect me. I don't do raids. I don't have a raid group. For me, not a big deal. However, I know lots of people who do really enjoy raids. I met 2 fantastic Warframe partners and became friends with 2 great Warframe partners, Gur Tacos, Crazy Biker Dude, because they were trying to teach me how to do raids and dragging me through raids, kicking and screaming the whole time, but by God, they got me through. And without raids in the game, I would never have had that experience. So it feels as though a little piece of Warframe history, and in fact, quite literally, a little piece of Warframe lore is being taken out of the game. How are we supposed to explain to new players, as veterans, why we have a bunch of blown-up relays? You know, what are we going to tell them after the Jordis Golem, the normal boss fight on Eris? You know, what happens next? There's nothing. Oh, well, DE took the raids out. They're working on them. You know, they've been working on them for the last year and a half. You know, maybe we'll get them back. Maybe we won't. Now, on the flip side of that, I understand objectively why DE has chosen to remove them. We have Eidolons now, which aren't nearly as complicated. They're a little bit more complex than a standard enemy, for sure. But they are nowhere near as complex. Even the triple set, the Gauntless and the Hydralist, they're not nearly as complicated as doing a raid. Not even one level of one raid. So for DE to say, oh, we're taking raids out, but here, have these cool Eidolons instead, is a bit of a joke. I know objectively that raids break a little bit more every time a new update launches, especially bigger updates. So I know the best decision for DE is to take raids out of the game altogether so they can totally revamp them, bring them back up to the standards that the game upholds now, and then reintroduce them bigger and better than ever. And this is also the best way to hopefully see new raids in the future, because I don't think DE has been spending a whole lot of time recently trying to put in new raids. So, like I said, I'm really torn about it. I'm sad and hopeful for the future, and it's wild. It's wild. All I can say for, I feel very sorry for the big raiders and the speedrunning community and just anybody who relies on raids to get them through content droughts, because I don't know what's going to happen now. But let me know what you guys think down in the comment section down below. I would love to hear what you guys think about raids leaving. I've been your host the most, as always, Francois878, signing off.